Hello, good morning to all our friends. Good morning to all our sympathizants. Good morning to all the followers of our YouTube and Facebook channels. Welcome to this podcast. Please subscribe and give us a like on the video so the algorithm of YouTube can recommend the video to many people. I'm doing this video because yesterday was a sad day, a really sad day for all the youth in Africa and all the people in Africa too, because we heard the bad news. Dikembe Motumbo, who was long-time player and star of the NBA, National Basketball Association. He plays for the Denver Nuggets. He plays for the Hawks of Atlanta. He plays for the Sixers of Philadelphia. He played for the Knicks of New York, and then he played for the Rockets of Houston. I think that's where he ended his career. Dikembe Mutombo passed away. He passed away. He died for a brain cancer, and this is very sad. That's why I'm doing this video. I'm going to do this video in English, but I'll also do a French version for people living abroad. But I thought that the best thing is first to do the video in English because Dikembe Mutombo represent a lot for people like us. I remember I saw him one time. It was in Laval in France where I grew up, and he came to meet his relatives who were living in Laval. So when you go to Laval, when you come from Paris, you get out the TGV, which is the high-speed train. You get out at Le Mans, and then you take the road. So he stopped by on the campus. It was during the summertime, and he shared a meal with us. Can you remember? Can you imagine? He shared a meal in the student room with us. Not only him, someone like Papa Wemba. People of DR Congo are very humble people. He shared a meal with us, and we could discuss and took pictures. Picture that I left in my hometown before coming to the US. We took picture. I still remember him. Uh, he was the fence who was our the fence we have the same the fence was half of his length. So he was a really tall guy. We were very impressed, and he were wearing a jean pant and sweat and jacket. So he was a very nice guy, speaking very loud as usual. That was the tone of his voice, but very humble, advising people and explaining how he wanted to build a humanitarian project. And that's what he did. That's why I'm doing this video. Because like we said in the US, Dikembe Mutombo has delivered. He delivered. He wasn't just a good basketball player, because succeed in NBA is very tough. And even if he didn't win the championship, he did great. He played for a lot of franchises. That's why he's so precious, because he didn't win title in the NBA. He played for a lot of franchises. He gave a great feedback and image of African sons, of African youth. By that time, you remember, just three people was playing in the NBA coming from Africa: Manute Bol, Akim Olajuwon, and Dikembe Mutombo. Just three among like 500 players in the NBA. And today you have more players, up to 20 and even more. You have Siakam, Embiid, Koloko, just coming from Cameroon, Serge Ibaka, people coming from everywhere in Africa to play in Cameroon, in the NBA. You saw the prestation of Sudan, and I can tell you that country like Nigeria, country like Angola, country like Cameroon are able to build, Kenya are able to build the same team as Sudan and challenge great team in the world. It's just a question of leadership and hard work and dedication to make it happen. Sudan wanted it more than others or in others country. So Dikembe Mutombo was one of those three between Akin Olajuwon and Manute who represent the continent here in the National Basketball Association. He wasn't involved in troubles. He did a great job, and after he did a great job, he built a project. That's the most important. You know, I grew up few years in Africa, and I remember when we went in vacation to one of our uncle in the city of Yaoundé. After 1 month of vacation during the summertime, we were frustrated when we were going to go back. And then he asked, "How do you spend a nice vacation?" And then I said, among my brother, I said, "No, because we are frustrated. We didn't see you at all, uncle. At 6 a.m. when we wake up, you're already gone. And at 9 a.m. when you go to bed, you are not there." And he said something. He was a doctor and a professor of medicine, both. He said, "Yes, I can understand you, but the difference between our jobs and the job of your parents is that we are not working on money, we work for people and we work on people. So we are there to save lives, so it takes more time." So that makes you feel the importance of the project that Dikembe Mutombo has accomplished in Congo, where he built a nice facility, one of the best facility you could see in Africa, with 300 beds in a city like Kinshasa. Kinshasa in 2050 will have 30 to 40 million people, I said, in the city of Kinshasa. So you can imagine that a facility like that is so much important. The state of Congo saved too much money, and that facility have saved the life of so many people. A woman who wanted to give life to children. I even read on the social media how some people says, "Yes, I was born in that hospital years ago. My mother gave the birth in the very difficult, critical condition. Without him, maybe I would not be here to doing this post." So he saved the life to many people. He gave the opportunity for doctor, even doctor coming from Cameroon, for West Africa to go in Central Africa, in DR Congo, to have a job, to work, to be able to accomplish, to deliver. And one of also the most important thing that Dikembe Mutombo did is that Dikembe Mutombo, you can believe, have developed the game of basketball everywhere in Africa. He has organized, he organized many camp, summer camp, where kids, because we grew up doing sport, playing soccer, playing basketball, playing volleyball. People can't believe, but in the mind of our parent, you cannot succeed with sport because sport was for people who has failed at school and for people who are thief, like don't want to say some crazy word in the kind of video like this. But the image that Dikembe Mutombo give, the way he has succeeded and the way he gave back to the community, to the African community, by building a hospital, by doing more charity in terms of supporting school, giving hope to young children that you can succeed, doing inspirational speech, even he wasn't a very sexy speaker, and also organizing camp everywhere in Africa. There is a difference between the camp where you put kids there and say, "Just play basketball, just do and this," and a camp where you bring someone who was a star, an icon in the NBA, that they saw when their parent even saw him, who comes and speak with kids and say, "You can do it, you can succeed. This is what I did." Answering to question. Organizing camp in East Africa, in Kenya. Organizing camp in East African Tanzania, in organizing camp in South Africa, organizing camp in DR Congo, in Cameroon. He even convinced some wealthy people, businessmen, on the importance of investing in sport. In Cameroon, for example, Dikembe Mutombo, those who know the Kaji family, which are the more wealthiest people in the country, when the son of Father Kaji came from the biggest school of engineer in Switzerland, he was French for Dikembe Mutombo, Gilbert Kaji. And his father asked him, what what's the first industrial facility you want to build to me? He said he want to build Kaji Sport Academy. So the father said, what are you talking about? What's a sport academy? I'm waiting for you as engineer to build factories. So Dikembe Mutombo probably explained to them the importance of an academy and the business models, how an academy works. And I can tell you that Kaji Sport Academy, they build a facility where they bring so many champions like Eto, Idris Carlos Caminero, Jemba Jemba, all those big famous champions that you can see a Cameroon come from there. Also, many basketball players. You can see some of them like Siakam. You can see some of them like Koloko, who signed for the Lakers. And there will be more. Embiid, who started, they went there to train, to do camps. And those are because the Dikembe Mutombo explained to be so those businessmen, those wealthy people, the importance of building a camp so that we can train and get more champions to the future. The importance of having those champions and what we can do for the community by leveraging the action of those champions. Today you can see what Pascal Siakam is doing with his foundation. Every year he go to Cameroon, he got organized camp too, and I can tell you that for 100 youth attending the camp, you have maybe 50,000 who apply, and the selection is very sometimes very frustrating for those who wasn't selected. You have Embiid organizing camp, and then and the person who started all those was Dikembe Mutombo. He spoke a lot. He was really a great ambassador. And I wasn't surprised. So when he started doing what he did, that Nelson Mandela says, I want to see him, I want to greet him, and I want to take him as my son. I want him to be close to me because you cannot imagine what he did in South Africa. He did in East Africa. He did on South Sudan, who was a country recovering for war. He went to country like Liberia, where after the war, people lost all the all lost everything. He did so many things, and he encouraged those people to succeed and to do well. So it's a great loss. It's a loss for the NBA. It's a loss for the game of basketball, and especially it's a loss for Africa because he has accomplished many projects. He was someone that people could trust because if we said, I want to raise money, you can send a check of 100 because you know that that check of 100 will go into the project who will save the life or who will educate people. It's very important because the greatest challenge of African country in the coming years will be education, education and healthcare, education and healthcare. We don't have to just to have mouth, but you also have to build brains. Yeah, we want our youth to be able to discover many things, to build company, to build application, to excel in education, technology. So we want to build a nice quality education system. Dikembe Motombo was one of them. And finally, for my video, I would say, what's the leadership? Because sometimes in Africa, many people believe they are leader because they are politicians. They have created a political party, which is not true. How many politicians die and we didn't even care of them? We didn't even name them. Like even Mobutu, who run the Democratic Republic of Congo for 25 to 30 years. Today he's in Morocco, and nobody care about his body. But just read newspaper in Africa and hear how people are crying, are crying because Dikembe Mutombo passed away. It means that the leader is not just a political someone who go and and run and win a political election. A leader is also a community organizer, someone who can put together people in a community to achieve great things, building school, building hospital facility, encourage youth to do sport instead of doing robberies or other crazy things, and also bring people together in terms of peace, not to war. So Dikembe Motumbo did that and he delivered. He died very early. It's a great loss because I think at 50, 58 year old, he still have maybe 20 to 25 years to go to work. We see people here running for election and up to 70 year old. So he still had a lot to give to the community, but he's gone. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you so much for watching the video. Put us a like and share the video. Invite your friend to subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much and wish you all the best. A blessed day. Bye.